Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, this channel is all about my journey throughout CRNA school. So today's video is how I'm prepping for the C exam. If you guys are interested, let's get into the nitty gritty. So I've mentioned the C exam before. It's the self-examination, self-evaluation examination that's hosted by the CRNA. It's kind of just a metric for you to kind of like gauge where you're at if you were to take the boards today. My school is requiring that we take the exam after the didactic portion and then at the end of all of the schooling, and we need to get a 425 now in order to enter into the clinical setting to go from full-time didactic to full-time clinical, and then we need a 450 in order to kind of like an exit exam. So I have my exam scheduled for 9 days from now, and I'm kind of feeling like I'm a little overwhelmed because I don't feel like I have the opportunity to really dedicate enough time to this exam. I do have a lot of busy work that is actually due. I tried my best to stay ahead of it. I have, give me a second, I have one more Apex workbook, but that's not due until week 15, so I'm going to put that in the back burner. I also have a presentation that I have to do for a business paper that I wrote in week 8, which is going to be due in week 10, so it's coming up now. So I just have to make this presentation into a PowerPoint format. And then I also have in week 11, so the same week that I have my C exam, I will have to be turning in this contract agreement that I'm working on in a group with 2 other people, where I think I've mentioned it, like what we go over what a contract should look like, so, and kind of just breaking down the parts of the contract. So that's another presentation I have to do, and then I have a case study in week 13 for another class. So it's like, granted, I feel like that doesn't sound like a lot, but every week I have discussion posts, I have to do outlining, I have to actually turn in outlines for chapters that were assigned to read, and then I also have in my other 2, my kind of fluff classes, I have quizzes and homework assignments that kind of take up some of my time. So I feel like because of the weekly stuff, it kind of pushes me back on actually keeping up with the assignments that are due later, and then also to be able to set aside time for the C exam. So there's a chance that I may postpone the exam a week from when I actually have it scheduled. So there's a chance of that. Do not quote me. I'm gonna try my best to prep for it in these next 9 days, but if I don't feel ready, I don't wanna waste money by just going into the exam and seeing where I stand, because I mean, granted that helps because then it gives you an idea of what you need to study and focus on more, but I also don't want to be this stressed multiple times because I'm not very good at tests. I have really bad test anxiety, so I just kind of want to get it out of the way. So there's a part of me, this one side is just take the test and get it out of the way, and then this side is yeah, but you don't really feel confident with the material, so are you sure you want to take it right away? So it's I'm fighting these internal forces that are kind of keeping me from feeling like I'm ready, or being gung-ho. I don't know. It's opposing or clashing these ideals. But anyway, so how am I prepping for the C exam? So as of right now, I really haven't added any changes to my study routine, so I don't feel like I'm actually taking the time to study for the C exam. So that's why these next 9 days have to be very diligent and very focused. But I have done 16 Apex workbooks, which covered a lot of the material that we're covering in this semester. So I feel like as far as being ready from the material that's coming for this semester, I should technically be ready to go. It's not like I haven't not studied for the C exam throughout this year and 4 months, because all this material is material that we've covered. It's just something that I need to review, but there's just so much of it that I'm nervous, I'm scared. I feel like I can't seem to remember all those things, but I'm hoping that I can deduce things, if I don't particularly know it off the top of my head like that, if it's not a content-based question, maybe it's a scenario-based or something that I would have to apply the knowledge to. I'm hoping that I'll be able to deduce it properly when the time comes. But My goal is to go over the systems that I feel are most important, especially cardiovascular and respiratory. So I'm gonna take probably 2 days on by doing one system each day, and really honing in on that material, because I feel like cardiovascular and respiratory are big key players in the patient's status. So I'm going to study those, and then I'm gonna see what time I have left and what I feel like I need to like know more. I may actually do the 2 systems when it comes to reviewing, and then do a mock exam. I think that's what I'm gonna do a mock exam and see what levels I need to focus more on. Maybe basic sciences, maybe surgical procedures. I have a feeling surgical procedures is gonna hit me hard, because I don't feel like these last 2 semesters of surgical procedures that I really got the information that I should have from reading the textbook material and listening in on lectures, because I feel like I'm not very good at like, well, there's a lot of surgical procedures, and I feel like there's just not a way for us to be able to cover every single surgical procedure. So there might be a surgical procedure thrown at me that I have yet to be taught. So I feel like I want to review that as well. Basic sciences, I think I'm gonna just have to wing it and hope I do okay. But yes, I think what I'll do is do the 2 big systems, major systems, then maybe even some pharm. I might throw some pharm in there, because I feel like that's where I'm weakest, you know? And I think I can cover like, you know, specific drugs that are, you know, tailored to us. Like I don't think I want to cover the non-anesthetic agents. Maybe a little bit. Like, yeah, maybe a little bit. But yeah, so okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do cardiovascular, respiratory, and drugs, or like pharm, and then I'm gonna take a mock exam and see where I stand. My plan is to take up to 4 mock exams before I actually take the exam, because I want to see what scores I get, if I improve, and that way I feel like I'm ready. But I may postpone a week. I said that. I may postpone a week just because I don't want to waste the money and just have to take it twice. But I'm extremely nervous. I feel like I get into my own head a lot. I feel like I do know a lot. Like I've taken a lot of midterms and a lot of finals, and I haven't really gotten less than a B in my exams for a while now. So I feel like that's because I just have like a better baseline of the material that I know, especially since we're getting to the end of the didactic. But I just feel like, you know, it could be anything thrown at me, and a lot of the things are things that we may experience in practice, and we have yet to do that. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard just going based off of concepts and not actually knowing what to really do in the real scenario, because we have yet to do that. We do have 2 clinical days scheduled for this semester, but I still don't feel like that would, you know, solidify what we would learn in the clinical realm. I feel like when it comes to the exit exam, where we're going to be required to get a 450 on the C exam, I feel like it might be easier because we've been in practice, we've actually used the drugs, we've seen the surgical procedures, you know, so I feel like the exit C exam is going to be a better understanding of how we'll do on the boards, because right now it's just concepts, and I'm a hands-on learner, and I don't know if, you know, I'm selling myself short by doing a front-loaded program versus an integrated program. I do think that I wanted the, you know, like, for me, I feel like the way that my mind works is like I can't do a million things at once. So I kind of wanted to just be like school first, then clinicals. But now it's like where it's like that middle point where I don't feel like I'm ready, but they expect us to get a certain score. So, you know, it is what it is. As of next cohort, they're expecting them to get a 450 and a 450. So I guess we have a little break there. But that's my plan. I'm planning on doing the major systems and also covering material that I don't feel that confident in. And then also doing 4 mock exams before the C exam. But I may reschedule. I have up to 24 hours before the exam to reschedule. So yeah, that there is a high likelihood that I will. But yes, I will be postponing busy work assignments except for things that are actually due in that time frame. Because the thing is that I feel like I'm a kind of person that I like to check things off of a list, and studying is like a non-tangible thing. But you know, like doing a presentation and turning it in is like, you know, you check it off and it's done. But here it's kind of hard because you just have to review. And I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like it's not as productive as checking something off a box, but we'll see. I'm hoping that I can manage to get the material into this noggin in the next 9 days. If not, I will be rescheduling, but that's how I'm planning on preparing for the C exam. Super nervous, super stressed. Yeah, that's about it for this video, guys. I will give you an update on, you know, if I did take it. So next week's video will not have whether or not I'm taking it, because it'll be like I'm gonna be posting the video and then taking the exam. So maybe in 2 weeks I'll be able to give you a better understanding of how I did, and like the breakdown of the exam. Like I'll probably just like go over it, like what to expect, what it looks like, my scores, but that will be in 2 weeks. Don't expect it next week, expect it in the week after. But so yeah, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.